Hey guys, it's Madeline. I hope you are all doing wonderful. Happy May. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, which is near and dear to my heart, and it might be to yours as well. So today I want to do a very spring, May in bloom type of look and just talk a little bit about my mental health journey. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to help my channel grow. So to start off, I got these little creaseless hair clips from the brand Chit. If you watched my Sephora if you watched my Sephora spring sale haul, then you saw that okay, wow, maybe not. Okay, we can make this look cute, right? It's just a little struggle, no big deal. You know what? Good enough. So one of the scrunchies that I wanted from the brand Chit was out of stock on Sephora's website when I went to place my order for the spring sale. So I ordered that scrunchie that I wanted from Chit, and they actually had buy one get one free for like everything. So I got these for free, and I actually used them last weekend when I did my makeup, and my hair was creaseless afterwards. I'm like, why haven't I been using these for months? So to hydrate my skin, I'm going in with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer. I probably don't need to say the full name, but I do anyways. I love the consistency of this stuff. I think it is great, especially for the spring and summer, the warmer months. This works great with my oily skin, which I was not expecting because it's so hydrating. To prime my skin, I'm going to be going in with the Dior Backstage Primer. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love the smell of Dior makeup products. I need this in a perfume. I wonder if they have it in a perfume. Do you guys know? For foundation, I am also going to be using the Dior Backstage. This is in the shade 2.5N, and I'll be blending it out with my Sephora 95 Pro Core Diffuser Angled Brush. I am so very happy that it's May. I honestly think May is my most favorite month of the year, just because it's so hopeful, you know what I mean? Like, we can put away the winter coats, we can get rid of our flannel sheets in Wisconsin, and get excited for summertime. Fall is definitely my favorite season of the year, just because, you know, all the cozy fall feels. But May is just such a great month. It makes me so happy. So to start on the topic of mental health, the first thing I want to say is that you are not alone if you suffer from anxiety and depression like I do. I am so thankful that I was not born in a generation where it wasn't normal to talk about mental health. I mean, could you imagine that? I think we have a generation now that we are all in this together. For me, I have had problems with anxiety since I was 12 years old, and I'm 22 now, so it's been a little bit of a journey. Definitely has been a ride to find what works best for me. In May of 2019, I found the perfect anxiety, depression, and medication to help my PTSD, and that is sertraline. And it took me quite a while to find that. So last spring, I swore that there was more wrong with me than just anxiety, and that's when I really had this turning point where I realized, oh my gosh, mental health is just as important as physical health, because I was having so many physical symptoms. I was having heart palpitations, way too much excessive sweating, moments where I would feel dizzy and out of it and different, and I was like, you know what, there's gotta be something going on. And with being in the healthcare field, I was like, it's a thyroid problem. Like, I know what patients are coming in with that have thyroid issues, like what symptoms they're having. That's gotta be it. Gotta have a thyroid problem. So I go in, and I had the sweetest physician assistant when I lived in Wapaka, and she completely understood all of my concerns, and she's like, Madeline, we can absolutely do blood work for this, because I do want to see if there are any other health conditions going on. And we did, but she said, would you be willing to consider potentially going on an anxiety medication again? And I told her I didn't know if I was ready for that again, because I did try 2 other kinds of anxiety medications in high school, and it was citalopram and fluoxetine, and I pretty much felt like the same way I did on them as I did off of them. Like they didn't work for me. And that's especially why I thought there was something else going on other than my anxiety causing symptoms, because I was like, I already tried anxiety, depression medications. They didn't work for me, so there must be something else going on. But the main thing is it does take a little bit of time sometimes to find your right medication that truly works for you. And that was my journey. So my blood work came back completely normal, which was such a blessing. At first you're like mad about it because you're like, no, like I wanted it to be something else. It can't just be anxiety, you know? But it is such a blessing that I went in that day and I got the help that I needed. It definitely does make such a difference when you have such a sweet provider to go to, one that can truly listen and understand where you're coming from. I am just so thankful that I took that step and I knew that I needed to get help for the symptoms I was having. That can be the biggest hill to climb when you realize like, oh my gosh, I need to be seen. Something is not right. I'm sick of living like this. I'm sick of having these symptoms every day. I mean, like the irritability, the panic attacks, the self-destruction. It's just, you feel like you're just losing it. It is so hard to explain unless if you know. So I just want you guys to know that if you feel that way, I understand and I am here for you. It can be a very scary thing to admit when you feel like you do need to get more help than what you're giving yourself. So if you have done that, if you have accepted that, I am so proud of you because it isn't easy. I'm just gonna kind of buff this in with my Dose of Colors pen point sponge. I love this. This is a new online purchase. I love how big it is. Like, oh my gosh. It's awesome. It blends everything out so fast. I'm just so blessed and thankful for how far I've come mentally in the last year. It has brought me so much clarity and I understand myself so much better than I did just over a year ago. You know, like you think you got it all figured out. You think you're like controlling your anxiety just fine until you realize that you just aren't. And you admit that you do need to get more help. And there is nothing wrong with that. Of course, it is scary to take a medication. You question if it's going to change your life forever in a bad way, but if it does do that, then it's not the right one and it's fine. You just got to keep in touch with your provider and get the right medication, or it might not do anything at all, like those other 2 medications that I tried previously. Finding a good provider can be hard, but it's definitely not impossible. This is the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer in the shade Fair 10, by the way, and I'm blending this out with my new concealer brush. This is the STIGMA F03. I've been loving it. Need to wash it though. Sorry guys, my stuff is dirty. Medicine for your mental health is not supposed to completely change you. It is supposed to make you more of who you are. Like it's supposed to make you yourself basically without anxiety, depression, panic attacks. So it's not supposed to completely numb everything. I saw a tweet not too long ago of a girl being like, oh, I should have got on this antidepressant a long time ago. It's great to not feel anything. And it's like, that's not really what's supposed to happen. At least it's not in my case. I have had to increase my dose of my sertraline twice within this year of being on it. And that's like a whole other learning curve when you are realizing, oh shoot, like I'm having those feelings coming back. Is it time? That takes plenty of time to admit as well. So everyone's journey is different, but I just really wanted to share a little part of my journey with you guys. This last year has really been great for my mental health. Honestly, like the best year of my life for my mental health, and I am so thankful for that. So if you're struggling, please do not be afraid to reach out because it could change your life for the absolute best. And being on a medication isn't a part of everyone's journey. It works for me, but it doesn't work for everyone. Some people just need counseling and that helps them tremendously. But I strongly recommend if you are struggling to reach out, make that first step to make that appointment. Even if you just want to establish care with a provider, see if you like the provider first. And if they aren't for you, try someone else. It can be hard, but it is great when you can find a doctor that you can open up to. I am a medical assistant, and when we see patients coming in that is looking to start an antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication, I give them that little pep talk. I'm like, I'm so proud of you for coming in today because I get it. Like, it is so hard. I'll see patients not show up for their appointments, and I understand that too. You're too anxious to come in, but I promise there are plenty of great people in the healthcare field that want to help you and be there for you. And if you need any advice on what to do or what that first step is to take, just shoot me a message, comment down below, message me on Instagram at Madeline's Makeup, and I am here for you guys because it is a struggle and it can be very hard to admit that you're having that struggle. So far, I am really liking this concealer. I'm excited to be wearing it today without wearing a mask because it's a little bit hard to tell when you have something like on your face that's smudging it around during the workday. So how are you guys doing on your mental health journey? Like, are you in a good place? Do you feel like you are still working on it? I would like to hear from you guys. So it was just a few weeks ago when I realized, hey, like, it's time. I gotta increase my dose. So I'm still, like, I can feel it starting to help me a little bit more, but it is an adjustment. It does take a while for your brain to realize, like, oh, hey, like, I need to take in more of this medication, you know, to help with my serotonin levels. So, I mean, I am doing a lot better overall, but I am still anxious. Like, I'm still waiting for that, like, oh, yes, it helped me feeling right now, because it does take weeks and weeks for your body to adjust to it. I feel like it first does really help my mindset, but my physical anxiety symptoms are still kind of there. Like, just talking about all of this, I got kind of nervous and anxious about. So, like, see these little red blotches? It's awful, but my anxiety is not afraid to show, which is very unfortunate. So, I mean, it is a journey, you know, even when you do find that right medication like I did, it's not just like a, oh, okay, like, I'm good for life now. No, you do need to be intuitive, listen to your body and your mind, and don't ignore what it needs. So, I got a restock of my Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I am excited though. It has been since high school, like my freshman year of high school, since I have tried the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I actually decided to place a separate Sephora order and get that. And I also got the Laura Mercier Velour Puff to apply it. So I'm excited to try that because truthfully, I mean, this smells good, but it's intense. It is like a peach explosion. It's a little much. It controls my oils so well though and smooths out my skin so nicely. This is my third container of this. That's how much I've loved it. But I am excited to try the Laura Mercier powder again, just for the heck of it, you know? I just want to say I am so thankful for my loved ones that haven't given up on me in my mental health journey. My anxiety would make me so irritable. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm still human. I'll still get irritated and sassy. That's not gonna change. But when you are unnecessarily irritable because of anxiety, it is so frustrating because you're like, I want it to stop, but I can't make it stop. So I am just so thankful, especially for my boyfriend, Elijah, who has just stuck through this entire journey in the last almost 4 years. My nose. I mean, he has seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and has stayed by my side through it all, and I am so thankful for that. It is so important to find a significant other that understands your struggle. Like, they might not relate to it, but they aren't afraid to accept it and go with the flow with you and learn with you. And I'm so thankful that I have that in my relationship, and I hope that all of you guys do too, that do struggle with mental illnesses. My close friends that understand it, and my mom, she's my rock. I'm just so thankful for the amount of support that I have had in my life, and I just hope and pray that you guys have that too, because not everyone does. Some people are alone on their mental health journey, and that makes me really sad. So again, I am here for you if you need a friend. The worst part is my little red blotches stay there forever. Like, once they're there, it is so hard to make them go away. That's another thing though. Like, if you see one of your friends getting red in the face or blotchy the way I do, don't tell them that they're red and blotchy, because we know. Like, we know, we can feel it. It's only gonna make the blotches get worse if you tell your friend, wow, you're really blotchy. So I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution Ultra Contour Palette. If you struggle with acne, how has it been during this whole pandemic? I have had quite a few cystic pimples, which it's been a while since I've had those. You know, if you struggle with acne, just take it easy on yourself right now. We are all going through a lot of stress. I will say though, I have used the Honeymoon Glow Serum by Pharmacy only 3 times now, and so far it's seeming like it's really working for my skin. So I am excited to continue using that. I didn't really have a full-on plan of what I wanted to say in this video, so I hope what I've said so far comes across in the right way and you guys are able to understand it. I seriously just said a prayer before I started filming. I was like, Lord, please just give me the right things to say, so I hope He did. Really? They're gonna make me cry. Thank you so much, Mom. See what I mean? My mom is my rock. And so is Pumpkin. Okay, this bronzer brush is especially super dirty and nasty, but I'll get around to clean my brushes. I just have not had the time for it. So I'm just going in with the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. Love this stuff. Mine is in the shade 02 Sunkissed. For blush, I'm going in with Milani's Romantic Rose. It feels so good to apply blush. I have been skipping some steps of my usual makeup routine because of wearing a mask all day at work. I'm like, why am I still putting concealer underneath my eyes? Why am I putting on blush or highlighter? So it feels really good to just sit down and do my makeup today, talk about mental health. I have been wearing that Marc Jacobs Accomplice concealer the last couple of days of work though, just to give it a try to see what it's like, but like I said, it doesn't really help that I'm wearing a mask because it all just gets like creased up anyways. I don't know if you guys are gonna believe this if you've watched my previous videos, but lately I have been actually preferring a subtle highlight instead of such a like gleaming, beaming into the heavens type of highlight. I'm going in with the Milani Dolce Perla Baked Highlighter, and I'm using this fan brush and it really applies it beautifully. Like it still gives me a good amount of glow, but not so heavy. I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbor mowing his lawn, but you know, it's finally nice outside, so people are taking advantage of it. It sounds like he's running over a bunch of sticks. I'm just gonna do a little streak down my nose. So I'm just going to do my eyebrows really quick with the Miss A AOA Studio Sculpting Brow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown. You guys, I'm not kidding. This eyebrow pencil is less than $2 and it is amazing. Just Google shop Miss A and thank me later. I'm just kidding. So the main reason why I thought of talking about mental health in this In Bloom tutorial is because on Pinterest I saw this super cute quote that said, "You'll look back and realize all along you were blooming." And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that, because this is like an In Bloom makeup tutorial and it's just perfect because when you do look back on your journey you realize, wow, that's true. We were blooming this whole time throughout everything that we've been through. So before I start my eye look, I'm just going to set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist because I do have like a little bit of dry patches, I think where that AHA Honeymoon Serum was like drying up spots. So just gonna pat that in. Yeah, that just helped a ton. I'm glad I did that. Okay, so for eyes, this is actually going to be a really simple look. The only thing that doesn't make it so simple is I'm using 3 different products to achieve this eye look. To start off, I am gonna go in with the e.l.f. Bite-Sized Eyeshadow Palette in the shade Rose in Rosewater. This is so beautiful. It's such a cute little palette and these shades are so beautiful and it was only $3. So I'm just going in with that light matte shade. I'm going to set my entire lids with this first and then also just kind of buff that up into my crease. Also just going to try to buff this underneath my eyes. The next shade I'm going in with is from the ColourPop Give Me Butterflies palette. And I'm going in with the shade Labyrinth right here, that pretty like mauve-y matte shade. I'm also going to pat this all over my lid and buff it into my crease. Also just buffing this underneath my eyes. Okay, this next step is kind of random, but I'm going back in with the Rosewater e.l.f. palette. And with my finger, I'm gonna pat on some of the shade right here, just on the outer part of my eye. Just like that. All right, now it is time for the part that I'm most excited about. My amazing coworker and sweet friend, her and her amazing daughter that is also a great friend of mine. They gave me this Eye Luster Cream Eyeshadow by Ciate London, and let's see. Okay, so it actually does not say the name of the shade, so I'm sorry, that doesn't really help you guys that much, but this is what it looks like. So it's this beautiful, like light lavender, silvery liquid eyeshadow with a gold shift to it. It is just stunning. I'm so excited to be using this. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in. So I just scraped off some of the product there. I'm going in with that much. And I'm gonna start with a light hand in the inner part of my lid and just work my way out. I am gonna be putting this on my entire lid. And then I'm just gonna kind of like buff that in with my finger. Oh my gosh. That is so gorgeous. When it's blended out, the gold shift in it becomes more prominent and just so beautiful. I love it so much. I can't thank you guys enough for giving me this. All right, so I am just gonna go in with some more in the inner part of my eye. And I'm blending that out. It's almost like a subtle little cut crease. So I'm just gonna do the other eye really quick. Just make sure that you are patting the product on and not rubbing it, otherwise it'll shift that eyeshadow underneath around. I am seriously obsessed with this stuff. Like, can I just rub it all over my face? I just think this eyeshadow looks so May and spring, but also like fairy, you know? It gives me kind of like fairy sparkle vibes. Now for my inner corner, I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade here. So now I do want to do a bold but little winged eyeliner. So I'm going to go in with my Sephora brush tip liquid liner, and this is just in black. Yeah, I'm so happy that wing turned out. Okay, I can't get too excited. We still gotta do another eye. Oh, you know what? I should say too, this palette was also gifted to me by my sweet and dear coworker and friend and her sweet daughter. You guys are the best. Seriously, I love you guys. You know what? This eye, it's not perfect, but it doesn't look bad. So I think if I went in and just continued to fix it, it would only make everything way worse. So I'm actually happy with that one. Have you guys seen the quote where it says, I'm a recovering perfectionist and a practicing good enough-ist? I think that's what it said. That is me. Like, I am so over trying to have like everything turn out perfectly. It's just not worth it. It's too time-consuming and stressful. Like, keep it moving. For my upper waterline, I'm going in with my ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. This is in the shade Swerve, but it's just black. We are going to be going in with lashes, but before that, I'm just going to do a quick coat of my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. For lashes, my new obsession is the brand Lorella. Oh my gosh. My package of lashes was actually kind of lost. It said it was delivered, but I never received it. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I live in a good neighborhood. I don't think anyone stole it. And I was like emailing the Lorella team back and forth, and they were so helpful. The day before it was delivered, they messaged me that night and they were like, Madeline, thank you, so sorry for the inconvenience. We are going to reship out your entire order. And then that next day it was delivered, and I emailed them back. I'm like, you guys, great news. Like, it was delivered. You don't have to send my order. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you for getting back to us. We'll take it out of the mail. No worries. They are amazing. So now I'm just so in love with this brand. This pair of lashes is called Marin. I actually love that name, like Marin Morris. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on this other one and then I'll be back. All right, so now it's time for lips and we're gonna be all done. To be completely honest, I am torn on what I wanna do with my lips today, but I'm just gonna start off by prepping my lips with my Marc Jacobs Recover Hydrating Coconut Lip Oil. Picked this up during the Sephora sale and it is amazing. It smells delicious. Not too overly coconutty at all, otherwise I would not be able to handle it. And then I think I'm gonna go in with my KKW Beauty Lip Liner in Nude 1. Now, I think I wanna go in with my Patrick Ta. She's Unapologetic Silky Lip Cream. Okay, I want them to be a smidge bit more nude because I'm just obnoxious. So this is the Burberry #1 Liquid Lip Velvet in light nude. I actually found this on TJ Maxx website and I'm so glad I snatched it up because it was super cheap and it's super pretty for just like the inner part of your lips. Oh yeah, perfect. Just what I needed. All right, let's get these clips out here. I am so happy with how this eye look came out. I hope that you guys are too. It's just so light and fresh and yeah. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that I know that you liked it. Also, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. I hope that you all have an amazing month. I hope that my mental health talk was able to touch some people and help you guys out. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Stay safe and healthy. Bye guys.